community organizations from Oromo, Ethiopian, Ogaden, Afar, Gambella, Anua community organizations and Ethiopian Advocacy Network, disturbed by the Ethiopian regime's recent imposition of emergency rule throughout the country, following months of countrywide protests in which security forces killed, detained, and wounded thousands of peaceful protesters. Concerned by the lack of outrage by the international community, especially the United States of America, to the declaration and the draconian measures it's inaugurated to curtail these basic human rights and liberties, whereas a cross-section of society in Ethiopia has been protesting, bearing demands for peaceful political transformation in the country that the incumbent government itself described as illegitimate, whereas the regime met and is meeting the protesters on the streets with live bullets, massive incarceration, and curtailment of basic freedom, including the right to free assembly, express opinion freely, and peacefully seek redress for grievances, whereas rather than responding to the demands by altering its repressive behavior and charting the country on a path of democratization and liberty, the regime is pushing the country toward the cliff. Accordingly, we call on Minnesotan state government, a state home to the largest diaspora community from Ethiopia and the Horn of Africa region, to formally ask on behalf of the United States government to call for an independent and international investigation into the taking of innocent lives, and to press the ruling party to heed the demands of the protesters and submit itself to the freely expressed will of the Ethiopian people. In this, we hope to gain the support of the state of Minnesota, its residents, and all peace and freedom-loving people throughout the world will join us in condemning the actions of the Ethiopian regime and calling for the lifting of the martial law and respecting the people's inalienable rights to decide its future. Sincerely, Ethiopian community, Oromo community, Ogaden, Gambella, Afar communities, and Ethiopian Advocacy Network in Minnesota. Thank you so much. And this time it's my great honor to introduce Amy, who will be introducing our city council. Amy, this time give you the chance. Thank you.
Hi, as many of you know, my name is Amy Van Steenwyk. I work as an educator. I work with many people from the Horn of Africa, including I've worked with students from Ogaden, students from Oromia. I've worked with Amhara students. I know that throughout Minnesota, I have other educator acquaintances and friends who work with people from the Afar communities and from the Gambella region. And so it's my honor to be here with you all today, and I'm excited to see the solidarity here today. And I often say that there's very little that I can do in my ward to reach out to my city council person, because she's already doing whatever good idea I just had or whatever issue I care about. She's already active in it. So I could list so many issues that are important to me that Alondra Kano is already working on. But the one issue that I didn't know what her participation had been was with the Ethiopian community. And so I reached out to her staff, and here she is today. As I say, she's one of the most responsive city council people that I'm aware of. And so I introduce you to her, Alondra Kano.
Thank you. Amy, I give you this.
Buenas tardes. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for inviting me to be here today. Thank you, Amy, for reaching out to my office and texting me about the location of the rally. I am honored to be standing with you, fighting for justice and liberation for people that should be able to live free of violence with a thriving future the same way that all Minneapolis residents and all Minnesota residents can do.
Yes.
The Oromo people are one of the largest and most valuable populations to the state of Minnesota in the world. We have one of the largest numbers of Oromo families here in our very city. And as an immigrant community, you are allowing our beautiful neighborhoods to be diversified. You are allowing our schools to learn new languages and to learn about cultures across oceans. It is very important that we share our legacies and our struggles with Minneapolis and the people of Minnesota. I am thankful that you are coming together here today. I know it takes time, sacrifice, and energy to pull together an organized protest like this. I am here to say that I oppose the awful treatment that the Ethiopian government is currently having on its people. I am here to say that I want to work with you and for you to ensure that we can end those attacks. I am aware that Congressman Ellison is working on some issues currently on this matter, and I pledge to work with him and be a strong partner to elevate the visibility of this issue and bring attention to this to our current presidential candidates, including Hillary Rodham Clinton, who I have personally endorsed, as well as our current President Obama. We as a city can also support you by adding this issue to our intergovernmental relations agenda, which means that we lobby on this issue at the state and federal government to ensure that the human rights, life, and liberty of people in Ethiopia are respected, and that no child should live under a regime of fear and violence. I want to be here for the long haul for you, so I want you to call my office as a follow-up. My number is 612-673-2209. You can also get my information from Amy, who is here today. And I want to figure out what else we can do to build a local coalition to send delegations to Washington, D.C. and advocate on this matter. So we need to reach out to our partners at the University of Minnesota, the Human Rights Center, the Law Center, the immigrant rights groups locally, even regionally. Talk about how we as a community of immigrants, Latinos, Africans, Asians, can come together to support one another and ensure that we're fighting for liberation across racial lines, because our stories share so much commonalities. I'm here with you for the long term. I want to support and be able to help in any way that any issue that you have coming forward, whether it's housing, renters' rights, economic development. I'm a city council member, so I'm here locally and can help provide support at that level, as well as helping to organize with the coalition partners and the other groups. So once again, my number is 612-673-2209. Do not hesitate to reach out to me. Power in numbers. We need to bring more people together, and I look forward to having a follow-up meeting to talk more about strategy and next steps. Thank you for your heart. Thank you for your courage. Thank you for your life.
Hold on. My fellow people here, how many of you have voted by now? You have seen in many rallies who has been with us and who has not been with us. You know that.